All right, update in Tesla. Holding still above the upward channel line. Very strong weekly option volume, 91,000 at the 810s, 77,000 at the 820s, 40,000 at the 830s, 24,000 at the 840s, 38,000 at the 850s. Very strong day. Also, Tesla reported very strong Chinese numbers last night, so we had that going for things for it. Also, you see here the gap up, and you could have done your remember on gap ups, the retracement levels. Now, one thing we got this. We had some options going off, but we did not get a ton of momentum bars. So we had one right off the open, but tons of overlap. So there's still a lot of selling pressure because on these rallies, there's just you're not getting those rip away bars. It looks like there's still distribution going on above this 800 level. So, I mean, we did get the rally finally, the breakout to the upside, but then there's still substantial selling going on. What was our next major level? I mean, we've had this level in place for a long time. Sorry, it was just giving you exactly 812.39. And what was our high today? Again, just in front or just behind is fine high, 812.30. What was our level again? 812.39. Sorry, not 29, 39 and 812.30. And you can see, especially on the 15-minute here, we had the waning momentum going up into those levels. So that was pretty key right there. Let me take off some other stuff. Also, you could have done the little price projection from the end of the day yesterday to this little high bar. And that just reinforced. I gave you 812.56, but it gave you a nice little zone. And when it ran out of energy and then started getting the sell-off, especially dropping below the 15-minute rotation zone, here's what really caught my eye. Let me zoom in here. So, all right, we're running out of momentum. You have a little divergence up here at the top by the area. Again, don't watch for exact price area. This is giving you an area to target. And things can go through it. Things can go just the other side, but it gives you a really nice area which to say, okay, there could be, with waning momentum, a reversal. What I was keying off of then was we have, I'll show you right here, we had this little like resistance zone becoming support. So let me zoom in here again. Especially when you focus on candle bodies, you see poking through, poking through, poking through. Those are the candle bodies I use. This key close, and then you get through. Now look, see it dips below, but supports above, supports above, supports above. So now I'm watching that area. We dip below it right here, above it, and we hit the bottom of the 15-minute rotation zone. And then we start breaking through. That's when, all right, we're over. The high's probably in. We're running out of time during the day. So that's how I use that kind of key level, especially with that waning momentum. So what do we have now for tomorrow? I'm just going to leave this level in place, this 807.39, so 807.40. We start getting above there, so now it's resistance again because it couldn't hold, so now it's resistance. But we start getting above there. I'm going to watch for it to turn into support again, unless we gap above it. If we gap above it, I'm watching. If we do pull back, that would be my support level. And when I say, I've said this a number of times in the past, but this is a really good example. So we have resistance, resistance turning into support. This is what I mean by a retest of a level. So we finally get a couple closes above it. We come retest, and then we get the rotation back up. That's the kind of thing when I say I'm looking for a level, a resistance level to become support. That's the kind of price action I am looking for. All right, that's a really good indicator that, all right, once it gets on support, there is potential for, especially when we got a key level above there, And remember, we did the projection. Let me just bring it back there because you could have done that projection since the 845 bar, or really the 850 bar. And that gives you a target cluster area. So, you know, if you're using this, and these are all hypotheticals, remember, because I can't give trading advice, but this is something to investigate on your own. So resistance, becoming support, rotation back up, and then you have a target area above, at least to start raising stops moving into that area. So that's a little quick tutorial on how you can use those kind of levels, and that holds true. Just because we're looking at a 15-minute chart doesn't matter. Same thing holds true 1 hour, 4 hour, daily, weekly. This could theoretically have been a weekly chart. So, you know, poking above the levels, then breaking through, finding weekly support, and then moving on higher, or daily. Just price action is price action. Longer term price action is more significant than shorter term price action. That's something that I want you to remember. Yet price action is price action. Now, going into tomorrow, I'll mark off another level. What I want to do is change the colors on these, just so hopefully I'm not trying to cater to too many people. I'm trying to do some shorter term, some longer term. I saw a comment also, you know, well, there's only one support, one resistance. Well, maybe for you there's one support, one resistance, but for me, because there's multiple levels at which to watch these things. So there could be short-term support, there could be long-term support, there could be, like when I'm doing projections off of 5 or 15-minute targets, those are short-term key support and resistance levels. When I'm doing projections off of dailies, those are longer terms or weeklies. So that's why I have a lot of these different levels on the charts, because again, I can't offer trading advice, but for somebody trading on a weekly basis or a daily basis, that's very different from intraday. Why do I focus on intraday price action? Because the concepts stay the same. If you can master the concept, and intraday gives you practice on a daily basis. Whether or not you trade intraday, you might just use some intraday price action to fine-tune some entries, and then trade off a daily or a 4-hour chart to move up stops and or take profits. So, but the concepts remain the same. So now we've tested this again. Let me look here. You remember we had this little support zone, and we pulled back to it, and now we've rotated up. So this prior resistance area is now support. I mean, the simple concepts work the best. And look at this. So where's the support? If we come back here, well, my 796 to 797.50 with the rising 4-hour rotation zone is my key support. My first level key support, if we pull back. Next minor support would be 792, and then major support is coming in at 785.50 if we pull back into this prior consolidation. To the upside, I already went through the short-term level, this 807.39. We get above there, then I'm going to target this area today, this 812.27, 812.30 area where it stalled out today. Above there, 814.86 is my next zone. Then we have a cluster up here about 817.80 to 818.10. Above there, we've had this projection in place for a long time. So the next major level above there is 829, and that's not necessarily for tomorrow. It could. It's being Tesla. Anything can happen. But that's a longer term level, especially if it stays above the upward channel line. What else? Major support on the daily. About 789 to 785. Now, one other thing on the shorter term chart, remember, with the gap up today, should we get some weakness, especially if we start dropping below, you see this little area right here, 798.50. If we start dropping below that, then you're going to want that 796 to 797.50, but below that, you still have the gap fill. The gap fill is all the way back down to 791, what's the exact area? 791.69. So do not, and that's major support along here, so do not ignore that area if we do have a bigger pullback. But right now, trend is still the friend to the upside with pullbacks to watch for rotations, and I'll talk to everyone later. Bye for now.